Hi. I'm still watching that little bunny in front of me, and it definitely does make it easier for me to talk when I see that little smiling face in front of me. So today, the word that I want to focus on is a word called foundation. And here is the card. And this foundation really means that you need to build a strong foundation to have a sustainable business or life, and which has to be um, laid down on a solid policies and procedures, and develop an operations manual or put things in a journal. And so basically the whole thing about this is that um, your business or life is a success because you have continually improved the way you handle your operations and systems and procedures. And I think that, for all of us, when you really think about, having the foundation in your life, I think about, gee, we're not aimless. We all have passion, we all have goals. And but what we really need during, especially this time when we're all at home, I think that we need a daily routine. And to me, routine means habits. And so, in order to live your life with good habits, I think that you will eventually reach your goal. The habit is a very strong word, and it seems like it's really easy, and it just seems like, oh well, let's quit smoking. That's a habit, but I think habit is more than that. Habit is really putting good discipline systems in your everyday life that helps you to reach the goals that you want to reach. So I have a friend who's been retired for a while, and she's been saying from day one that her goal was to downsize her home. And I don't know how many years it's been. It's been a while, but she told me that she has the hardest time because that's what she really, it's not anything that she really enjoys doing, so she rather do other things. And so she just kept at it, doing the things that she likes to do, but just kept on really putting aside her a goal of wanting to downsize her home. And she knew why she wanted to downsize her home, because she knew that she would be then ready for her next move in life. She would be wouldn't carry all that baggage around her, and she would feel so much better to have simplicity in her life. And so I give it a lot of thought to, how do you really do it? And so in my own life, I used to think that I just need this one little organizer with Monday through Friday, and I would have everything in there. And I realized that that's just like wishing for a pair of shoes that you feel comfortable going everywhere and wearing it every day. There is no such a thing. And so with my organizers, um, what I decided was that, okay, I'm just going to give up that one organizer idea. So I went and got some organizers here, and I'll show you. Um, I decided that I'm going to go with multiple organizers. So I went and ordered bought these craft colored notebooks. And then I decided that I was going to have lots of different notebooks because I do a lot of things. So, but I wanted them to be enjoyable. So I created these cute little covers for them. And I have multiple notebooks like this. And so let me show you. I take a lot of classes, online classes. I'm involved in a lot of community projects. And so I have separate little notebooks for everything I do. And I keep them all in this little zip case so that they never get lost. So every time I want to go and grab something from one of the committees I'm on or one of the classes I'm taking, I know that it's all in here. And so let's get back to habits. So it's not good enough just to have hold these notebooks and you have your organized system of dumping your brain into each one of these organized systems. And that is step number one. I think it's very effective, and it's a good way to keep yourself systemized. But the thing that I think is probably the most important thing that I found is really concentrate on your habits. And so I see habits like um, something that you have written down. So here, I'll show you mine. So here are my book in organized in way where I'll show you an example where I do, oh, it is just a little hand-drawn little book. And I just make sure that these are every 2 weeks, and I list the habits of what I want to do. And so I want to create good habits. And so it just really helps to keep track of every day to say, I did this, I did this, I did this, I didn't do this, I didn't do this. And then at the end of 2 weeks, I sit there and I analyze what I did. And if I got a reasonably good score, um, then I would definitely give myself a pat on the back, and I do some celebration, like, ooh, go out and eat a good meal, or maybe I got to I get to buy something new. So that's the way I do it. And I think that if you just see your day as like when you used to go to school, you have different classes. You'll be English, you'll be math, you'll be art, and I just try to see myself as I'm going to school all day long, and I try to keep track of, be very conscious of the habits that I want to create, and I try really hard to keep creating those habits. And an example is, yeah, when I wrote my books, one book, probably took me 2 years. And I had no way to really, unless I just really made an appointment with myself to create that habit, I knew that it wouldn't get done, because once the day got started, I'm busy at work, and then before you know it, you're too tired at night to even think about it. So I decided the best thinking hours for me are early in the mornings, and that's where I could create some time. So I would get up at 6 o'clock every morning, and then I would write for at least 30 to 45 minutes. And I did that every morning, and that's how I got my book done. And by the time my day started, I did my little tiny bit of writing. And rather than try to write in big chunks and then not go for a while, if you just do things in small incremental steps every day, just a little chunk of time for exercise, a little chunk of time for this, chunk of time for that, um, you'll be amazed how you could accomplish projects and get a lot of things done that way. So anyway, that's my sharing today about how I organize myself, and I thought that maybe it might bring some value to you to learn what I'm doing. So anyway, thank you so much for listening. And I'm going to show you a video of how I make one of my books.